creation through bomb and form. The greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form. Or Dame at the buzzer, Skip at the rucker. 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and Goats get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin. No stuff.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to Behind the Plays. I am your host, Davion, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, Eric.
Hello, Davion.
Hello. And you know what? Happy Halloween, because the day you're seeing this is Halloween.
That is true. Can't confirm.
And one other thing.
Yeah.
The day after that, it's Eric's birthday.
That is true. My birthday present this year is the Broncos going to get their shit rocked by the Ravens, probably.
I don't know. With what I just watched, who you never freaking know at this point.
You ever heard the phrase any given Sunday?
Facts. That was this Sunday.
You never know.
I will say one more shout out. I feel like I'm shouting out everything. Also on Halloween, it is our beautiful graphics designer's birthday. So everyone give a special shout out to @mydesu. Her link is in the description below. It is her birthday. So you should definitely...
Actual factual. Shout out to
Definitely take a look at that. So she's great. So yeah, birthdays all around. We're going to party, have a fun time. But also, I feel like I should have wore my costume. I did wear my costume last year, but it was literally because we recorded on Halloween.
That is true. We recorded on Halloween last year.
Kind of fumbled this time.
Yeah.
It's all good though. I'm wearing a Super Bowl 52 champions hoodie today because it felt like the right thing to do.
I'm not wearing football because in addition, happy World Series. We haven't gotten to say this is the last time we recorded. Dodgers are up 3-0 in Game 4. First pitch is in 6 minutes.
Oh, true.
From when we're recording, so I'm wearing my Dodgers shirt today.
Deserved. Honestly,
yes.
They definitely deserve it. Shohei's insane. I mean, like you just can't do anything about that.
Dodgers are going yeah.
It is insane.
Maybe the Yankees are blowing it a little bit in the World Series.
I will say though, like some of the games, I feel like it just came down to who had the better play towards the end. Not really like the fact that one team is playing in particularly worse than the other. I don't know if that makes sense.
It's true. Like, I mean, I would say most seasons of baseball, the team that wins the World Series is maybe not necessarily the best team in baseball, but it's the team that's left.
And it's a team that, I mean, it's similar to how football, I feel like, while football's one and done, so it makes it a little more different. If you get hot at the right time, you're going to be good. Whereas I feel like basketball, it doesn't matter if you're hot at the end of the season or not. You can go into playoffs and still get smoked. So...
It's true. Like I think baseball and basketball in particular, I think all that matters is a ticket to the dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that. We've seen crazier things happen. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, today we are going to talk about football, but maybe by the end of this podcast or by next podcast, we'll be congratulating the Dodgers on a World Series championship.
Who knows? We talked for like an hour and a half. Maybe the Dodgers will wrap this up.
Who knows? Yeah, right. The Mavericks NBA season started. I don't know if you knew this, but yesterday was the sports equinox. We had a professional game going on in every major sport. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes, I did see that.
Since it was Monday Night Football, basketball was on. They had the World Series game, and then of course hockey was on. So I thought that was pretty cool. I made a bet because Equinox they gave you a bunch of boosts, and I went up $60. So we take those.
Look at you go.
Spent 10, got 70s. So I put that 50 in my bank account and paid for gas like an adult. So
our Knights won yesterday too. I wanted to double check.
They
that
did
real quick.
indeed win. It was a blowout too. Did they win like 5-0?
They won 5-0.
Yeah, I pay attention to hockey every once in a while, but only when it's the Knights. That's all I care about. And they're doing so.
Yeah, I pay attention to the Knights and the Dodgers mostly at this point.
Valid. I think it's very interesting how our sports teams work because we are very different in every category. Because you are like you're in the general vicinity of where you live. I am nowhere near the vicinity of where I live. Because you like the Knights who are in Vegas. I also like the Knights because I grew up in Vegas. They were our only professional team for a while. Then you like the Dodgers, which makes sense because that's somewhat close. I don't. My family's from Chicago, so I grew up a Cubs fan. So I'm a Cubs fan.
Right.
And then, which is crazy. That's the only thing I inherited from Eagles because black quarterbacks and being a black person that typically translate very well. You're a Broncos fan because
Well, my dad was a Broncos
There you
fan. Because my parents are originally from LA. That's why they're
That
Dodgers
makes
fans.
sense.
But they hate the Raiders.
Completely valid
So
argument.
we hated the Raiders before we actually liked the Broncos.
That's an insane.
We are. I'm a second generation bandwagon Broncos fan, technically.
That's so your hatred of the Raiders was so high that you all decided to
It's
cheer
true.
for a team that they hate, and I love that logic.
It's true. Yeah.
And then
That's like professional haters.
I'm forgetting a sport. You don't follow basketball like that though.
I'm not a big basketball person. I like certain players. I still pay attention to the Lakers because LA, but nobody in my family was big into basketball either.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they were big hockey, baseball, football
Yeah,
people.
I'm a Mavs fan because
And then I inherited football, and then I got a little bit of the hockey,
makes
baseball.
sense. Yeah, I'm just a Mavs fan because Dirk Nowitzki is my German Lord and Savior. So, and then I
It's
just
true.
stayed liking that team because he also was there the entire time I grew up. So, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I really liked Dwayne Wade, so I really liked the
That's
Heat.
valid.
Before he got that god awful statue, but
We didn't have a chance. That statue's terrible. Holy, I can't believe that that's the same person that made the Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway statue. That
Right,
statue
yeah.
is good. And I was like, wow, what a great statue to honor Dirk Nowitzki. And then I'm like, oh, they're the same dude's making Wade's. Wade's gonna look great. And I'm like, dude he had to be a Mavericks fan. He must be having vengeance for 06 or something because that's insane work.
yeah.
So, yeah, pretty fun work, pretty funny. So yeah, there's all our sports teams in the first 7 minutes of our podcast today. But we're actually going to have a nice little list for you today. We're gonna go a lot of different things. We're not gonna actually pick games this week. I actually asked about games, so we're gonna have a nice little lineup for you today. I don't want to tell you what everything is because you can probably see it in the little scroll wheel on YouTube or in the description. I have time cuts, so you always can see those. But if you see me keep looking to the left, the Mavericks game is on the left, and oh my gosh, what happened? That's crazy work. Kyrie Irving's a magician. I don't know if anybody wants to know that more than I do. But we're gonna start with the Eagles, and I think talking about the Eagles is important because the Eagles played the Bengals. Everyone but I feel like us and like a select handful of people picked the Bengals to win this game at home, and the Eagles did not put up a single point in the first quarter. Again, granted, the Bengals held the ball for like 10 minutes in the first quarter. Had the game 10-10 going into halftime and proceeded to win this game 37-17. What are your initial thoughts about this game?
I mean, that's quite the second half.
Right.
Have you seen the memes of Saquon Barkley?
I have not.
It's really basic, and at the end of the day, if these are the memes about your team, you're in a good spot. But it's Saquon Barkley to Jalen Hurts, like, we're in the red zone. Can I get the ball? And Jalen Hurts is like, nah.
You better push this tush.
Yeah, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, he had.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts had 3 rushing touchdowns. This is what we call a stat pad.
He had two. Yeah, he had 2 tush push touchdowns. He had a. I don't think it was a QB. I don't think it was a QB directed run. I think it was an option run with Saquon, and he ended up pulling it, and he ran for 7 yards into the end zone, and then had the 45-yard bomb to Devontae Smith as his 4th touchdown of the game. So,
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I think the biggest thing is I knew what the offense was capable of when we were fully healthy, right? I think this is exactly what
Right.
the offense does. This is what they did early on last season, obviously before the minor collapse, or major collapse. It wasn't really minor, major collapse, and kind of drug that into this season with a lot of new things. But I mean, we've been saying it. I don't know, probably me more than you, obviously, but it's two new coordinators on both sides of the ball. You have a bunch of new personnel on both sides of the ball. You're arguably your best player for the first time in a long time, Kelsey. This is the first time he's been off the team in a while.
Yep.
Then on top of that,
Sexiest podcast host, by the
yeah,
way, according to
I
People
disagree.
Magazine.
I think we should be up there, but it's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, they ain't never heard
Yeah,
of
not
us.
nominating us is crazy. And then then there's like then the defensive side of the ball, they literally couldn't figure out certain things early on, but also they switched things, right? They made adjustments during the bye week. And we've been without Darius Slay for a little bit. Like he's starting games, but he's not finishing games. He's getting I think he's dealing with a nagging injury and he's trying to play through it. But Isaiah Rodgers has done a phenomenal job in his place. C.J. Gardner-Johnson finally got an interception this week off of an Isaiah Rodgers tip. A very great defensive play. Cooper DeJean is playing out of his mind in the slot now. Quinion Mitchell has been locked down all season long. I think they're finally starting to find their groove and what works on defense. And the rush, the D-line is finally getting home. That's what's important, because that's where the Eagles succeeded in 2022 was they had 5 players with 10 plus sacks each. That's unheard of. That's an insane, maybe it was 4, but it was an insane stat. It was 4 of them had 10, and then there was 2 of them with 6 plus. It was crazy. So it's just continuously doing that type of thing and making sure that we keep building upon that each week, because I'm happy. It's okay. We did that with we did it against the Giants, the Browns, and the Bengals. Now, I think the Bengals are a good football team, and they have potential to be really good. We've seen how they've played other teams, but I think we are going to be we're really not going to be tested until week 10. I think that's the next one that really hurts us, and that's where it's going to be crazy, because Sunday night, it's not Sunday Night Football anymore. We got flexed out, which is crazy because we'll talk about that later. But playing against the Jaguars, Doug Peterson's return to Philly to play them. I think we played them in Jacksonville on the actual return, his rematch. I cannot remember to save my life. I'm pretty sure this is return to Philly for the first time. But this is the momentum you needed. You've won 3 games in a row out of the break. You're 5-2. The only reason you're not winning this division is because of the craziest throw catch I've seen in a long, long fucking time. And that's something you need to build upon and keep fighting for. So the defense is finally finding their groove. Offense is actually clicking. 37 points is nothing to sneeze at. And you just keep doing your thing. Jalen Hurts is looking like he has confidence, and Jalen Hurts has not turned the ball over since the bye week, which that's 3 games, and that's awesome to see. So he's doing a lot of work, and I hope we can keep up with that momentum. The Bengals, I think the biggest thing with them is I think they're just terrible at closing out games. I feel like that's just how it is. They looked great in the first half. I'm not even exact. They looked great in the first 2.5 quarters, and then they looked terrible after that. They fumbled the ball. Joe Burrow threw honestly a really bad interception. But I mean, I guess you give Jamar Chase a shot against Isaiah Rodgers, right? When Darius Slay comes out. But I mean, it resulted in an interception. So that's just my opinion. I go with the flow on that one. But yeah, that's just it. The last thing I want to say about this game, and the coolest thing that came out of this game, is the first time I think in NFL history that twin brothers played against each other in the NFL or something crazy like that, as Eagles safety Sidney Brown and the running back for the Bengals Chase Brown are twin brothers, and they played against each other. I thought that was pretty cool.
I did see that, and that was pretty cool.
I love the jersey swap. I liked that Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase are really good friends. It's really funny because they were in the same draft class, and they competed against each other a lot because LSU and Bama. So I thought it was really cool to see them do the jersey swap too. And it's no bad blood against the Bengals. I actually like the Bengals a lot. Their team construction is awesome. I love what they have. I just hope they can figure it out and click a little bit better down the stretch. And honestly, I love I think the playoffs in the AFC are better with the Bengals. Just my opinion, because of how popular Joe Burrow is. So it's really fun to watch.
Right.
But this is what we want to see on the road in Cincinnati. Winning by 3 scores is exactly what I want out of Philadelphia Eagles, and I hope we can keep up the work.
Love to see it.
Now, I know you don't want hope, but the Denver Broncos.
Not doing it.
I mean, I know it's the Panthers. They beat the Panthers 24-14.
They
Should
did
have
win.
been 24-7. That last touchdown was kind of a fluke. Not my opinion, whatever. The Broncos currently sit as the 5 seed in the AFC playoff picture. Talk to me.
Which is crazy, by the way. Bo Nix, 28-37, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns. Love to see that. Cortland Sutton, 8 catches for 100 yards. Love to see that he got involved, because last week he put up exactly 0 fantasy points for me. So, Adam Trotman caught a touchdown on National Tight Ends Day, so shout out to that.
Dude, did you see the National Tight Ends Day parlays? Everyone was hitting. Everyone was hitting, bro. Someone had an anytime touchdown for 12 tight ends, and all of them hit. And I was like,
really?
I don't mean to be that guy, but are we sure the NBA isn't just the NFL isn't just the WWE sometimes?
It could be.
Just saying. It's okay though.
It could be. Yep. The script is in.
Yeah. It's cool though. Travis Kelce got his first touchdown of the season this week. So.
Yep, I love to see that Bo Nix is looking good statistically.
Yes.
You can see it watching the games that he looks like a rookie.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
but
Right.
there is hopefully something
There's
there.
flashes.
So there's a foundation there. I'm hoping. I think if the Broncos reinforce their roster a little bit, they're potentially playing upset for the Chiefs, because the Chiefs will be bad the moment they are bad. I'm not going to assume that they're going to be bad anytime soon.
Yeah, as long as 15 is there, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. As long as Mahomes doesn't suddenly like pull a Barry Sanders and retire tomorrow or something, I don't know.
I don't know. Bro's won 3, so he's kind of. I feel like he's done everything he needs to in the NFL. He's just kind of playing for him at this point. Let's be real.
I mean, what? He's only been in the league since 2017 is when he was drafted.
That's what's crazy, because he's won 3.
Yeah.
He's like what, 3 or 4? How many MVPs he got?
He's got 2 MVPs, I think.
Yeah, like what more do you need to do?
2 MVPs, 3 championships.
He's just chasing Tom.
In 7 years.
He's just chasing 7 at this point. Let's be real. That's the only reason why he's still playing.
I mean,
it's not.
Sure.
It's not for the payday. He can go play baseball if he really wanted to and get a bigger payout.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully the Broncos are playing upset for the Chiefs in the future. I don't have hope because I'm not doing it. I'm not letting myself get hope. No. But without saying those words,
it's a very positive experience to see them doing well.
Yes,
and
I agree.
I like the flashes that we're getting, and I do agree. I saw that you know the TikTokers that are like, oh, one trade I'd like every team to make, blah 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 blah, right? There was someone that was like, oh, someone should trade for Darius Slay. I'm like, why would the Eagles trade Darius Slay? But then I was like, why wouldn't the Eagles trade Darius Slay? That's actually crazy to think about, that we could probably trade Darius Slay and still be in a really good spot defensively.
I mean, possibly, yeah. I mean, your secondary is your strength.
Yeah, because I mean, like Isaiah Rodgers is his backup, and he came in and forced an interception. So I'm just saying. But I've seen, and I think this is a really cool one, because we've talked about this. What are the Broncos missing? We think an offensive playmaker, right?
Playmakers,
and
yeah.
Specifically at the tight end position, right, is something that we've been talking about that I think would be really beneficial for them to acquire. Because the Browns suck and maybe selling, maybe David Njoku's on the move, and that'd be awesome in Denver. That would be phenomenal in Denver.
That would be huge.
I think that'd be I saw that one. I was like, wow, that's actually a really good idea. But I don't know how well the Browns are going to, like, if the Browns would do that, because he popped off this week and he's the reason they actually, like, won a football game. But also famous Jameis is crazy. But I think that's good. I think acquiring a tight end would be awesome. Whether it be it could be the draft as well, right? Obviously. We've seen tight ends make impact like Brock Bowers, and we've seen people not, like Kyle Pitts. And so it's kind of a toss-up. But you see someone like David Njoku, if he's available, maybe go get him, or wait for free agency, because there might be some people that are expiring that you can pick up as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Broncos have a decent foundation for the first time in a long time. Now it's just building upon that, because you have to basically just play upset to the Chiefs. You either have to try to win your division, and if you don't win your division, I mean, play for that wild card and try to pull some Giants magic that they've done in the past, or any teams like that. So
I'm inclined to
I
agree.
think it's cool. I love it. All right. Any other comments about the Eagles Broncos stuff?
Nope, I think so. At the end of the day, the Broncos beat the Panthers.
Correct.
You know, it's not. Yeah. I'm not sounding the alarms.
Yeah, and I think this is a test this week. You guys are on the road in Baltimore. I think it's gonna be a fun game. I think it could be a fun game depending on the Broncos and how they show up, because at the end of the day, both of these teams are 5-3.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a sneaky game.
You never know.
You know, both these teams, yes, are 5-3, but it feels like the Ravens are
a very different 5-3.
Significantly better than the Broncos.
It's a very different 5-3, especially after
very different 5-3.
Yeah, and especially the Ravens after they just acquired Deontay Johnson from the Panthers, which is our next topic, is some trades that happened, and the AFC gets a little bit stronger this week. That trade is, I think, very impactful. I think something they're missing is that wide receiver position. I think Rashad Bateman's solid, but they don't really have a solid one. And I think with Lamar Jackson, Deontay Johnson can be that and that frees up Bateman, that frees up Henry, because now you can't just clog it. That frees up Lamar. How did you feel about this move? And I don't think they gave up a lot. They gave up 6.
Huge move for the Ravens. I mean, the Panthers picked up Deontay Johnson in the offseason, and it kind of felt like it wasn't working there. Like there was rumors about Deontay Johnson at the very beginning of realistic in season trades. I mean, we always talk about, like, for a long time the Ravens were excellent at quarterback, decent at running back before this year. Now they're have excellent at running back, and it always felt like they were decent with receiving options. It felt like that offense ran through Lamar, and it was Lamar making magic happen. I feel like Lamar has support, especially when you pick up somebody like Deontay Johnson.
I agree, and I mean that's awesome. And hopefully Deontay Johnson's in a mentally better place, because that's just, I mean, dude, it's hard to guard Deontay Johnson, Rashad Bateman, Derrick Henry, Lamar in an option situation. Like, it's hard to contain all of that. So I hope that benefits them, and I know it will. And I mean, speaking of other receivers on the move, the Titans decided to trade DeAndre Hopkins, which is fine, except he got to the Chiefs.
Because the Chiefs are just...
They needed it. To be fair, they lost Rashee Rice, and it's really tough. They lost.
First of all, no, they didn't. They've won 2 Super Bowls in a row. They don't need... No, they didn't. But continue.
They lost a couple of receivers to injury, so they were on the market for a receiver. Anyway, D-Hop finally finds a new home, which I think is awesome for him, and I think it's a really good situation.
Yeah, it never felt like D-Hop really wanted to be in Tennessee.
I think who else was offering his type of age, kind of giving him contract and options. But they also this week, I actually think it was earlier today, got Josh Uche from the Patriots.
Which, that story is sad, by the way. Did you read the full story?
I didn't read the full story. What happened?
So Josh Uche was a free agent this year, and he turned down significant pay increases to still play for the Patriots because he wanted to be on the Patriots.
Oh.
And then the Patriots traded him anyways for jump change.
That's tough. That is tough. But I mean,
yeah,
dude, he's gonna be in a better situation, like significantly better situation. Like now he says a chance to compete for a Super Bowl while also getting paid money. I mean, that's good for him, and maybe he can get a better payday somewhere else when his contract is up. So just things to think about. I really do hope that he finds success with the Chiefs, but I also, I know that for Broncos' sake, I hope the Chiefs fumble. Week 10. Me and you have both circled our calendars in week 10, I think.
I know that's Chiefs week.
That is Cowboys week.
Oh. Yeah, that's a circle one for us.
Big next week podcast. We're just yelling.
Yeah, week 11, we're gonna come in and be like, ah!
Either like,
God damn it!
Be like, fuck, or like, yeah, fuck them, man. Yeah, we told y'all. What you thought? And they're both. It's
or maybe
both on the road.
Yeah, or maybe it's one of each.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you're doing it and I'm doing it. Maybe I'm doing it and you're doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There will be permutations and combinations.
Will be some sort of, it'll be
of. It's gonna be a mix between flexes and tiers.
Yes, correct.
Maybe 100% of one, but it's a mixture.
I cannot honestly next week if it comes down to it and both teams win on the road against those teams, I think we have to throw a party. Like, I don't know what else to do, bro.
Listen, man. Based on what I'm seeing in the Cowboys, I think the Eagles could.
I think so too, but it doesn't matter what the Cowboys look like. We never freaking win in Jerry World, bro.
It is Jerry World. It is the Eagles, Like, the Cowboys are probably circling this game more than Cowboys probably don't even really give a shit about the Falcons. No. They're like, let's just prep for the Eagles a week early.
They're like, you know what? It's okay to lose to this bird if we go beat the other bird.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys also haven't won at home yet, and I'm riding that. The Eagles are cooking on the road this season. The Eagles have played 2 home games so far in this season. Did you know that?
I did not know.
Yeah, we've played exactly 2 home games because our opener was supposed to be a home game, but we played in Brazil. Then we came home and played the Falcons, which we lost. Then we went on the road to play the Saints. Went on the road to play the Buccaneers. Bye week 5. Week 6 we were home against the Browns. Then we were on the road against the Giants. Then last week we were on the road against the Bengals. This week we are home again, and then we're on the road against the Cowboys, and then we're back home. So it's finally time to get back involved in all that fun stuff. So yeah, we've only played 2 home games because through our first 7 game, we played 7. We played 7 games. We were supposed to have 3, but because we had the Brazil game and we were supposed to be home for that, that's why.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for us, but we made it work. We're five
So
and
then
two,
the Eagles have got to have like a gajillion home games at the end of the season,
so
right?
I'm not
You
too
got one
upset
this
about it.
week. 11, 14, 15, 17, 18. Yeah.
So I'm not really worried about it. Being 5 and 2 is good because we've lost one game at home and then like one game on the road, which is good. I'm content with that through 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And that was early on too, so it was like when we were still trying to figure stuff out, and we finally figured everything out. It was cool. Like we were on a 3-game winning streak. I can't be mad about that. So, but yeah, no, that was thought that was cool. I'm really happy for actually timeout. Let's recap. I'm not happy with the Chiefs, but I'm happy for the players specifically because it's nice to see DeAndre Hopkins because I do like D-Hop, and it's nice to see Josh Uche be able to compete for actual championship and not be in trash. Okay, that's what I want to say. All right. So normally we would be talking about games, right? We normally would be like, oh, let's pick a couple games to watch. I kind of went ahead and did that for us because I feel like the highlighted games that I picked were what we were going to talk about anyway. And I was like, I'll be damned if we don't go in and talk about these games this week.
Yeah.
The only exception to the games that we didn't get to talk about that I did is I didn't put the Ravens on here. The Ravens losing the Browns is crazy in how they lost the Browns. That's all I'm going to say about that. My opinion.
Dodgers put up 2 in the first inning.
All
Let's
right,
fucking go.
over. Let's wrap this up.
Real quick
Yes.
as well. Real quick. One quick timeout. I did see this on Twitter while I was taking care of business before we started this podcast. I was taking a shit. Cam Robinson, tackle for the Jaguars, got traded to the Vikings.
I did see that. I just don't know. I don't know the impact of this.
It's huge because they lost Christian Darrisaw for the rest of the year in the Rams game.
Yeah.
So trading for a left tackle is muy bueno for the Vikings.
Good. Okay, got it. Also,
yes,
it's like the injuries are crazy. Stephon Diggs is out for the season. He tore his ACL.
Yes, I did see that.
I didn't know Mike Evans is down for a while. Yeah, tough injuries there. I really do hope speedy recoveries for a couple of these receivers that I've seen get hurt, specifically my fantasy team. Dude, I started the season off with Jamison Williams, Mike Evans, Rashid Shaheed, and Stephon Diggs as my receivers on this fantasy for the Dynasty League, and
it's just dead.
None of them are playing this week.
Yeah.
2 of them aren't playing for the rest of the season. I don't know if Jamison Williams is going to play because he got suspended for 2 games, but now he's dealing with concealed gun charge. Like, God. Yeah, I have some trade lined up. I'm just waiting for some responses. So I'm trying to get somebody, or else my receivers are Roma Dunes and Jerry Jeudy at the moment. And my flexes are 2 tight ends and Aaron Jones. To be fair, though, the tight ends are Isaiah Likely, Jake Ferguson, and David Njoku. So if I'm going to be in a bad spot, that's a good spot to be in at the very least. All right, let's talk about the Commanders. Did you? I mean, I know you've seen the last play, but did you watch this game as a whole?
I did not get to watch most of this game, no, but who has not seen the last play?
As someone who lives in the city of Chicago, I was walking outside, and I live on a street that has a few bars, and I was walking into the house from work when the Bears score the go-ahead touchdown, and it was electric. And the Hail Mary, Jaden Daniels, the tip pass into the catch, I felt like the entire city went quiet. It was, I think this has to be said, the Bears are they don't know how to lose normally. They are I'm going to lose in the most heartbreaking fashion team I've ever seen in my life.
You have to at this point, though. It's funny.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, it's a little funny.
It's unfortunate, but it's funny.
Living here, it's crazy because I be seeing everybody's upset about everything, and I'm just like, that's insane work. And then they win in like some of the most wild fashions too. It's like insane to me.
Yeah.
Oh no, Luca just came up limping, and he I kid you not, he caught a full court pass, didn't jump on the layup, and he's going to the locker room immediately. I am not happy.
That's not good.
No. Oh no, he planted, and it looks, maybe it's like a contact. So he planted his right leg, and then Jaden Daniels, yeah, he ran into him. So hopefully that's just a contact issue, and that means that that's just a bruise, and he's good, like a bone bruise, and we'll see him in 2 weeks. I'm cool with that. God forbid he fucked up his ACL. I'm gonna cry, dude. That season's over if Luka's hurt. Just want to throw that out there. Love Clay, love Kyrie Irving. Season's over if Luka's done.
What the fuck?
Anyway.
Well, you're talking basketball. I'm checking in on football or on baseball. Yes. You'll never guess why the Dodgers are up 2-0.
Home run?
Freddie Freeman hit another fucking home run,
bro.
That's what I'm saying. He scored 2.
He's elite.
Yeah.
He's elite. I love that. Honestly, you guys are good. Y'all are good. Yeah, so that Hail Mary was insane. I don't remember who the person that tipped the ball was, but I don't know if you saw the clip, but he was like either taunting or celebrating with Bears fans that were at the games, something like that.
And then there's Bears fans literally pointing, "Hey, go!"
Right, and then he's the reason he tipped the ball. But at the same time, I don't think him celebrating was the reason that he was in the position he was. But like,
no,
I think him tipping the ball how he did was crazy. Like, you have to know. You have to know how that works. No one boxing out. Like Jesse Bates he's been in the league for too long not to notice, to realize that he needs to be the one to box out Noah Brown. So, yeah, just fumble on all ends. And it was a terrible game, by the way. Terrible. The game was trash. That was the only thing that was good that happened all game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's the only two touchdowns scored were the go ahead and that one. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I wish I could tell you that was a more entertaining game. That game was pretty rough. But I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like we have to talk about the Hail Mary. Like, it's just how it is.
Yeah. I had a coworker ask, who's not a big football person, ask, what are the consequences of that? And the answer is public ridicule.
Correct.
More than anything.
I mean, at the end of the day, the Bears. The sucky part about this game feels more impactful than it looks, right? Like, losing this game is for the Bears, especially with the division you're in, sucks, and it's a conference game, and there's a chance that both of these teams end up in the wild card, depending on how the Eagles and Commanders games go, which means that they hold a tiebreaker against them. So that's pretty nuts to think about. Like, definitely insane to like look at and think about at the long terms of a Week 8 matchup, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, this is how it is. I mean, Week 1 is reaping its repercussions right now. Like, the Eagles have a tiebreaker over the Packers, and the Eagles are half a game behind them. The only reason that the Packers are ahead of them is because bye week. So, like, after Week 10, we'll see how that actually looks wild card wise. Maybe the Eagles. Well, Week 11 is when the Eagles and Commanders finally square off, and winner of that will for sure be the number 1 team. So that's a lot. And the Commanders. When did the Commanders have their bye week? Week 14.
They're one of the last ones. Damn. Yeah, with the Broncos.
That's crazy. That's forever. That's insane. It's good that you guys get your Monday night game before your bye week, though. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Helpful. But yeah, so I just, looking at those things, I'm like, oof, that's a little rough. So yeah, I mean, it's tough, but it happens.
Yeah.
All right. What was the next game?
Okay. Dodgers get out of the first inning. Got a little shaky there. Dodgers are.
What's crazy is we're both definitely looking at games. My game is nowhere near as impactful as obviously the World Series. It's like the 4th game of the season.
Yeah.
But Luka being hurt is extremely impactful. But it's hilarious because even though Anthony Edwards turned into a demigod, we're winning at halftime.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, man, I'm so happy to be a fan of the team I'm a fan of. It's great.
Right.
Okay. Next game that I had on the list was the Lions played the Titans. And while I don't think that the game itself was impactful because the Lions won 52-14, I'm pretty sure someone was it Amon-Ra threw a touchdown this game too? Someone crazy threw a touchdown. I think no, it was Montgomery.
David Montgomery
David
did.
Montgomery threw a touchdown. That was hilarious for my fantasy team, by the way. This is the
Are the Lions the best team in
that's
football?
what I want to say, but I want to say one stat about the game before we start talking about this, okay? Just really, really important. I had to pull up the stats. The Lions won 52-14, okay? Jared Goff went 12 of 15 for 85 yards and 3 touchdowns. He threw a touchdown on 25% of his completions.
That's pretty
What?
nuts.
I think that this is the most complete team in football.
And it's so crazy that, like, what, 90% of this team was drafted by the Lions?
There's I would say, like, Jared Goff and David Montgomery were trades.
Right.
Gibbs.
But, like, Jameer Gibbs was a
Laporta,
draft pick.
Amon-Ra.
Sam Laporta was a draft pick. Amon-Ra was a
Jameson
draft
Williams, when he's there.
pick. Draft pick.
Defense, a lot of draft picks. Not real many free agents came in and made impacts their way. Like, that's crazy. I mean, it's insane to look at, and the talent that they actually have on this team is insane. And man, I mean, and you know what I think it is as well as the unselfishness, right? Sam Laporta had himself a day. He had 6 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown. Amon-Ra touched the ball twice, but he had 7 yards and a touchdown. And it's like the unselfishness is what makes it good, because they saw that the running game was cooking. Jameer Gibbs had an average of 11.55 yards per carry. Like,
yeah.
David Montgomery scored a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Like, insane.
What do you do to stop the Lions at this point? It's crazy. I'm so excited.
I'm
so
happy
cool.
for them. Like, super happy for them. Upset that I'm probably gonna have to meet them in the playoffs. Because, like, if
Yeah, it's not my problem. Broncos are going to be either A, not in the playoffs, or B, well out of the
Like,
playoffs by the time they got to play the
I'm
Lions.
looking at what the leagues, right? Like, if I'm looking at the standings, and while I respect what other teams are doing, and I hate to, like, I know I'm trying so hard not to be biased, but if the Eagles keep playing how they're playing, they feel like a dominant team, okay? Especially with the fall off of the Niners, right? The Niners aren't playing that great. Their injuries are stacking up, and that sucks. The Cowboys, unfortunately, you losing Micah Parsons for the extended amount of time they've had sucks. And then, like, the Rams maybe are figuring it out, but who knows what's going to happen there. The Lions are the best team in the NFC, potentially, probably the best team in football, in my opinion. I think the Commanders have not enough playoff experience to make an impact in the playoffs, right? That's my opinion. The only person in the playoffs for the Falcons is Kirk Cousins, and I still don't think Kirk Cousins can do it, especially when you're losing Godwin for the rest of the season, and who knows how healthy Mike Evans is going to be. And lastly, of course, I'm sorry, wait, I'm talking about the Buccaneers. That's so stupid. The Falcons have a good receiving corps, but they're all young, right? So they haven't been playing.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, I don't think they're going to end up making the playoffs. They're just kind of leading the West right now. The Packers and the Vikings are kind of falling off. Packers are a good team, but are similar for the youngness. They did win a playoff game last year, which is good, but we'll see how they moving forward. I think the Eagles have a strong chance of making it to the conference championship, depending on the situation, right? And trying to play the Lions on the road is going to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But no matter what team, they're like, it's going to be like them, the Packers. I feel like the Lions are the only team that are, like, to me, a clear-cut good team right now in the NFC. Like, clear-cut are the best, without question mark. And, like, they're like A tier. There's a clear gap, which is crazy because the Commanders have played good football. Packers have played good football. Vikings have played good football. It's wild to see that, but the Lions have been playing great football, like damn near perfect football. Outside of what? Did they lose week 1 or 2 or something insane to something close? They lost the Buccaneers in a close game while the Buccaneers were at full strength. Right? Like, that's just how that is. And they lost by 4. They haven't lost a game since. Ever since that game, they beat the Cardinals by a touchdown. They gave the Seahawks a double-digit win. They rolled up to that was a bye week. They rolled up to Jerry World and said, "You guys aren't scoring on us. We're pitting belt to ass." Beat their division rival on a crazy game that was a battle of the Titans in their division. Then came in the Titans and put another belt to ass. Like, it was insane how crazy they've been playing and how good they are. And even when they're down, they never feel like they're even close to being out because then they can score in spurts because of how electric their offense can be. So I'm scared. This team is, I mean, we both picked this team to go to the Super Bowl, and they look like a clear-cut Super Bowl favorite from the NFC without hesitation, because the only team we were like, oh, well, the Niners are good. The Niners are without Christian McCaffrey for half the season. He's supposed to be back week 10, but we honestly, do we know if he's going to come back or not? They're without Ayuk for the rest of the season. Right? He's out for season?
I believe so.
It's tough. Like, there's no other team that I think is better in the NFC than them. Until I see something, season-ending knee injury, that's tough. Someone else got hurt. Didn't someone get hurt for the, Lions specifically? Aiden Hutchinson. Like, their defense being as good without Hutch is crazy, by the way. Like, no Hutch, and they're still not really struggling on defense too much. And that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, make the Super Bowl, get Hutch back, and win, right? That's the goal for them.
Yeah.
And they're a good team. I mean, they're well coached. They you could see the love in the locker room. I think their offensive coordinator is Fred Johnson's his name. Am I crazy?
I'm sorry. Yes.
The OC for the Lions. That brother is getting a blank check to some team next season.
Ben Johnson.
I was close. It was basic white dude Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Basic white boy.
John Johnson.
Some basic white dude name plus Johnson. I was close. He's getting a blank check to a team this offseason. I don't know who, but he's getting a blank check.
So there's rumors coming out that supposedly, because he did interview for jobs last season, and he turned them all down. The rumors are because that he did a lot of research into the Bears job, and that just didn't open up.
Oh, that might open up this season for sure.
Because of Eberflus,
yeah. Fire. I think no one.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, like that team is just scary.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it's like you have to respect Amon-Ra, you have to respect Laporta, and then Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are like a two-headed monster that either one of them can go off on any given day. Like, it's just absurd. Like, some days it's David Montgomery is like, yeah, I want to put up 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Jahmyr Gibbs is like, all right, yeah, good job. Next week I'm gonna put up 11 yards a carry and put up a touchdown too. Like, it's just like, what the hell? Like, it's terrifying. Yeah, it's a scary team.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of not so scary teams, the Colts have an interesting predicament. Richardson is not starting the next game. It'll be Joe Flacco against the Vikings.
That's former Denver Broncos quarterback Joe
Correct.
Flacco.
Against the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. They're getting Joe Flacco this week. And I think they said it was because he asked out of the game because he was tired. Was the consensus?
At one point that did happen, yes.
So, how do you feel about the fact that they're benching him because of that?
Listen, man. Anthony Richardson has started what, 12 games? How the fuck has Daniel Jones started 70?
Correct. I agree.
It kind of feels that he's being scrutinized a little bit too hard, in my opinion. I ultimately disagree with the decision to do this in the grand scheme of things. I don't think this is the right move for the Colts. I think the Colts defense is playoff ready for sure. It's just, I think their offense is struggling.
They don't have weapons. They have exactly JT.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think I do think Anthony Richardson's good. But they don't have receivers, in my opinion. They have no receivers. They need to get receivers. They need help in that department. They don't really have tight ends. They need to get they don't have weapons outside of Jonathan Taylor. So my thing is are we going to continue to if you're punishing him for making a decision to pull himself out of the game because he was tired, I get that. If it's just a one game a 1 game suspension or a half game suspension or whatever it is, you have to sit for the first half because of this decision. That's completely understandable. But it seems like they are benching him. I don't know if it's because of a play or not, but it's crazy that he lost to the Texans this week by 3, and we're acting like the Texans aren't a good football team.
Yeah, I kind of think it's a not good decision.
I agree. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just weird. I'm not a fan of it either. I don't like it. I mean, coming off the loss against the Texans, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. Like my thing is if we did this, I feel like there's a new trend that if you're not getting success immediately, like we're just giving up. And it's like, well, you can't keep doing this because then you have no development. And it's funny because like what Peyton Manning has the record for most interceptions by a rookie. He's
Something
Peyton
like
Manning.
that. Mm-hmm.
Like think about what he is now.
You got to learn.
Like how is he supposed to learn by not playing?
Yeah, you got to like listen. If I'm the Colts, I'm gonna go let Anthony Richardson throw 5 picks if I have to, because it's not about winning the game. It's about setting up for a championship
Yeah.
eventually.
Right. I mean, look at what the Lions did, right? They drafted a lot of pieces. They sucked the
Yeah.
year with Jared Goff did, but they didn't give up on him because he looked decent.
No, we even said they should, and I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't listen to us. This is why people voted for Travis and Jason Kelsey, by
Facts.
the way.
Yeah.
Because we're
Just because we're stupid doesn't mean we don't look good, though. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's true. Yeah, it's spicy. It's not stupid.
Exactly, spicy, not stupid. But I also, there's a couple takes I've made that are a little outlandish. But there's also some takes I've made where I'm like, wow, I wish people would listen to me more often.
It only takes one. It's like golf, man. You just need one good shot,
and you feel great.
And you're hooked
yeah,
for
you
life.
feel great. Like I don't remember what I.
We're the Stephen A. Smith of podcasting. We have one good take. It doesn't matter if we have 80 cold
Facts.
takes. We got that one.
Like I said. To be fair though, I was cool with the Eagles starting Carson Wentz when we had Jalen Hurts, but I was like, give him the season, and then after the season, it's fine. But then when we started sucking, I'm like, well, yeah, give the kid a shot. What else are we supposed to do, you know?
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, Carson wasn't the same ever since that concussion. It's tough. He might win a ring. He's the fucking backup quarterback for the Chiefs.
Gosh, it's crazy when players become backups in leagues and the things that they do. Like, I'm trying to think of one of them that was mind-blowing to me.
Dude, I still think it's crazy that Odell Beckham Jr. has a ring because he was on that Rams team.
Yeah.
But that just felt weird. I can't think of any.
Why do I feel like this? No, there's one. You know who I know who it is. Who I'm thinking of is
his rings are hilarious.
David Carr.
Oh yeah, he has a bunch, doesn't he?
Because he was, he was a bust with the Texans. That's not the Texans' fault,
Right.
But he was Eli's backup
Right.
when they won, I believe, both their
Which is
Super
crazy.
Bowls. So he is. I want to say that David Carr has 2 rings.
Like he has a couple. I think the LaShawn McCoy has 2 because he signed with the Bucks, they won, and then signed with the Chiefs the next year and they won, and I thought that was insane. I'm happy for him. My favorite one, and this is an NBA one, is Patrick McCaw, and he doesn't play a lot, but he won 3 straight championships. 2017, 2018, 2019. He played for the Warriors for both seasons, and then they let him go, and he signed with the Toronto Raptors in 2019, and he won a ring with Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. I thought that was by far the funniest thing, and he didn't really play that much, but he was on the teams.
But hey, it's all that matters.
Sorry.
What is Anthony Edwards doing to you
They're
now?
updating me on Luka Doncic.
Oh, okay.
He's playing.
That's good.
That's a positive thing. That dude will play through anything, I've noticed. That's my GOAT, honestly. When it's all said and done, he's probably my GOAT. I love Luka, bro. He's a trooper. I just hope he win. I hope we win with him. This is the team. This is like the team that we need to win, and it's crazy that this is we just went to the finals and then got better. That's what's crazy to me. So I hope it keeps going. Cool. Yeah, I feel bad for Richardson, honestly. I think he deserves more chances, and I think it's a lot with rookie quarterbacks. Like, who else got benched recently that I was like, why? Bryce Young. Like, what the fuck? Like, you guys suck. What else are you supposed to do?
Yeah, and then
It's Andy Dalton, and they
that
still
was-
suck, believe it or not.
Well,
It was the one game they were good.
I think that was just the David Tepper moment.
Honestly, it's
Personally.
actually insane to me that
like,
we're doing this.
I want to win the football game. Put in the guy who's won a football game. First of all, Andy Dalton's won like 10
Yeah,
football
honestly, he
games.
hasn't won enough
Relax.
football games to warrant this shit. Like, dude, what pinnacle of Andy Dalton's career is just being decent on the Bengals with like Ocho?
No, this is like AJ
Oh,
Green.
AJ Green, you're right.
Yeah, this is
That's
this is like
AJ Green. is monster.
every time I think of those. You know who I think of when I think of those Bengals though is Vontez Perfect.
That's a name. That's a
Like
pull.
that says a
That's
lot
a
about
pull.
the Bengals.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, and they didn't.
I think of
weren't good.
Vontez Perfect.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. That stuff irritates me, man. It's just a little frustrating. I hope they.
Can we get a shout out for Vontez Perfect? What is he doing?
Probably like living, chilling, vibing. He probably is on a podcast somewhere.
He's got to be on a podcast somewhere.
All right. Well, we can talk about standings a little bit.
So he
Oh,
last
I'm
played in the league in 2019
Okay.
for the Raiders. I do remember him being on the Raiders for a year.
Dude, I barely remember him on the Bengals, so you're not going to get much out of me for this one.
You don't remember him on the
I said
Bengals,
I
dog?
barely remember him on the Bengals. Like, I remember he exists on the Bengals.
He's
I don't
the-
remember anything else about that man's career.
Dude, he is the reason why Antonio Brown is the way Antonio
Yes,
Brown
yeah,
is
yeah,
nowadays, and you can't convince me
He
otherwise.
cracked him. I remember that.
Yeah.
You know what?
On December 5th, 2020, it was revealed that Burfict was arrested for misdemeanor battery outside of a casino in Las Vegas. He was released from jail on a $1,000 bond, and the charges were later dropped. That is the only thing that he has done outside of post NFL, according to the Vontez Burfict Wikipedia.
That's crazy.
Listen, man, I want a Wikipedia.
Yeah, we're gonna get there, all right? We're gonna get a
Can we get a behind the plays
we're gonna get
Wikipedia
there, we're gonna
going?
get there. What are you gonna do when you can quit your job and we can do this full time?
That's so fucking crazy. You know when you Google celebrities and it shows you a list, people also search for. You know who people are also searching for? When you search Vontez Burfict? Antonio Brown.
Well, yeah, I mean, with good reason.
You're gonna sit here and tell me that I'm
With good
wrong?
reason.
Yeah, the top ones are Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger, Ryan Clark,
Wait,
and
was
Marvin
that the game
Lewis.
where Antonio Brown got cracked in the head and then Juju Smith-Schuster laid him out? Or is that a different game that I'm thinking of?
Okay,
Because Antonio Brown's gotten hit in the head a lot.
Antonio Brown got cracked in the head during a
It's
playoff
not the same
game.
Not the same game. Then we're good.
Not the same game. They threw the 15-yarder on Vontez Burfict, and then they threw another 15-yarder on Pac-Man Jones because he complained to the ref. I think he touched the ref. I don't remember. And then the Steelers kicked a field goal and won the game because they were 30 yards closer than they
Insane
were.
work, by the way.
And then I want to say the next year when the Steelers played the Bengals, Juju laid out
Yeah.
Vontez
Yeah,
Burfict.
because he cracked him again. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and stood over him and all that. Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, that was peak Bengals and Steelers hate
Yeah.
each other.
Steelers.
You know who else has a ring? Is fucking Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, with
By
the
the way.
Chiefs. Bro, yeah, I know. I hate that nigga, bro. I hate that man, bro. Dude, it's not even because of the fact that he has a ring. It's the fact that he was on the Chiefs, barely did shit in the Super Bowl, and rubbed it in the Eagles' faces by doing some TikTok bullshit with his ring. I was like, bro, you're not nice. You're not even on the team anymore. They let your ass go. No, that shit triggered me. I was pissed, bro. Fuck Juju
Oh my
Smith-Schuster with a fucking undying passion. Genuinely.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man. You unleashed something in me. I'm sorry. That was just
I know, you're kidding. Yo, like, I'm like, yo, Juju Smith-Schuster has a ring. Yo,
Juju
fuck
Smith-Schuster.
him.
I can't stand Juju, bro. Like, I literally do
Oh,
not like
man.
him. And he's back on. Honestly, I hope. I know you don't want this, but I hope. If the Eagles can get to a Super Bowl this year against the Chiefs and Juju's still on the roster and he doesn't get cut because he's so ass, I need him to play because I need him to get his ass laid out by Cooper DeJean or Reed Blankenship, and we do him like we did Brandon Cooks, okay? I need him on the floor, full Yamcha, and we win the Super Bowl. I need that for my
Full
I need
Yamcha.
that for my conscience, okay? I need the redemption. I don't want him to get hurt. I just want him not playing afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like just for the game. I hope he has a very nice, healthy career afterwards because I hate injuries. But I'd love to see that. Okay, just personal.
Man.
It's not, honestly, I would like to say it's not personal, but that shit's fully personal at this point. Fuck Juju Smith-Schuster.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so let's talk about some standings. Both of our teams are currently in the playoffs. It season ended today.
That's
pretty
true.
Cool. You guys would have to go to Buffalo. We'd be in Washington.
Who gives a fuck? We're not. Take it to the dance.
Hey, if you can potentially win a playoff game, right? What is the matchup that you think that the Broncos could win a playoff game against? That's currently in the AFC playoffs because they have to go on the road.
Oh, I was gonna say like the Titans, maybe.
Well, yeah. Of course, but you know they're last, so I don't think they're getting in.
Okay, so if I'm looking at the current playoff picture, gosh, none of the 4 teams. I would say if anybody, it's the Steelers, but we straight up lost to the Steelers.
Agreed. But you guys didn't get smacked by the Steelers, did you? We lost by like a touchdown, I think. I think with more development, I think there's a chance if you guys maybe make a deadline move, it'd be cool. I think dropping to the 6th seed is very nice, and you can go play the Steelers and maybe win, and pray that the Ravens don't pass them.
Yeah.
Cause I think that's the one. Because I think the other 3, the offenses are a little too electric.
How the fuck does that work? Right now, the Jets still have a 22% chance of making the playoffs. But, like, the Patriots have a 3% chance.
Well, the Patriots suck. And the Jets are the same record with everything the same. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Actually, no, that's
I don't know how that works.
That's some baby back bullshit, actually.
Yeah.
Is it, like, strength of schedule,
Yeah, gosh. Maybe. I mean...
Because the Titans also have a 3%
yeah, like,
chance. And the Jaguars have a 4%.
Of all the teams
Raiders
that are
have a 2%.
Of all the teams that are currently in the playoffs, I think the Broncos have a chance of beating the Steelers and the Chargers. Chargers are currently the 7th seed.
Only 2. You basically would have to. What I'm hearing is the Broncos' path to a championship is dropping to the 6th seed, upsetting the Steelers. The Chargers upset the Texans. The Chargers go to play the Chiefs. That would put the Broncos probably going to play the Texans. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't do nothing there.
We got to win 3.
Yeah, I was like,
at the end of the day, we got to win at least. We got to win 3 of them.
I was like, oh, if the Chargers upset and then you guys play the Chargers, then you go to the Super Bowl. I'm like, no, well, there's another game there, isn't there?
We can't do that. Yeah, we got to win. We got to win 3 of them.
That's tough. That is tough. Ugh. Eagles. I feel like everyone but the Lions is beatable for us. Does that make sense? I feel like that feels good.
I just closed the tab, Davion.
No, feel good. Like, seriously. And there's a chance.
Okay, looking right now.
I think we beat everyone but the Lions. I don't want to say easily, but I think we, like, genuinely, like, we've already beat the Packers. I think the Vikings...
Yeah,
I think the Vikings aren't that
you
great.
do.
I think the Cardinals aren't good. The Falcons cook. We lost them by a fucking dropped pass. I think we could beat them the next time we play them, especially since we're finally clicking. We played them week 2 after a Brazil trip, you know?
Yeah, you could even beat like Chicago and Tampa or like the top hunt teams. Yeah, it's probably everybody but Detroit.
And if the Niners are healthy, they're another tough team.
Yeah,
but they're not healthy for the whole season, so winnable. Yeah, I feel pretty good about our chances to actually make the conference championship this year.
Shout out to the Panthers having a less than 1% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah, the NFC is actually pretty freaking decent this year.
But hey, we talked about this last year. It ain't 0.
It's not 0.
So whatever you do, don't bench Russell Wilson.
Facts. But, you know. I still can't believe they did that to him. I'm sorry.
That was so dirty.
I am, though. I think, first off, the Panthers should just play Bryce Young at this point. There's 0 reason why Andy Dalton should be playing football. Tua came back and lost, which sucks. The Cardinals currently leading their division is hilarious to me.
The NFC West is
it's
whack.
whack.
What the fuck happened there?
Everyone's a 4-loss team. And the only reason the Rams are last, well, no, the Rams are last because they lost the Cardinals, but they have 3 wins because they had their bye week already. Everyone is 4-4. It's a wild, but injuries for the Niners. The Seahawks are kind of meh. They've always been meh. Cardinals have always been meh.
It depends on the week. We flip a coin. The Seahawks are the greatest team on earth. Heads. The Seahawks are the worst team in football. Tails.
Basically, the Seattle Seahawks are the football equivalent of Jameis Winston playing QB.
Which is crazy because Jameis Winston is quite literally playing QB for another team. But yes, they are. The Seattle Seahawks are Jameis Winston 30 for 30.
Yeah, facts. I mean, you flip a coin. Either that's how I feel about them.
Do you think anybody's ever going to throw 30 picks in the NFL again?
There's no way.
I feel like you throw more than 4 in a game, and they're just like, get the fuck out.
I don't think they let it happen anymore.
Somebody signed Joe Flacco.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick.
What's Mitch Trubisky doing these days?
Yeah, right. Bring up the phone. Get Colt McCoy on the phone right the fuck now.
Where's Sam Bradford, man? Get him out of here.
What the fuck is Josh Dobbs doing?
I like how we just named every mid quarterback known to man. Like
we did. It's like,
but definitely could be backup QBs in the league today. Like, let's be real. There's some backup quarterbacks. I'm like, why are you on a football team?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, Lions Chiefs are just doing the thing, and I mean, our Super Bowl prediction feels pretty okay. The Lions the 1 seed, the Texans the 2 seed. Feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Feels intact halfway through the season.
I think so.
You know?
We're doing okay.
Yeah. All right.
I think losing Diggs for the season kind of hurts that.
And Nico Collins is out for a
while.
We're
doing okay.
Too, but
yeah.
They kind of did a lot without Diggs last season, so I think that's okay.
Diggs.
It's really tough though. Hey, I just wanted to be known, Anthony Edwards cooked us in the first quarter. He scored 2 points since then. How's that?
It's huge.
Yeah, it's great because we're winning.
You know what we need some soundboard sounds in our Discord here.
Oh, you know, you're right.
The first one should be Diggs.
Nah, I get from the what's it called? The what's that game? What was the game where you can like break people's bones and stuff, and it's a football game?
Oh, like NFL Blitz or whatever. I think it is.
Blitz where you can create it, and it's like a story mode, and they have like PEDs and stuff.
I think it's Blitz.
If it's Blitz, there's a scene where he goes, "I dig that," and it's that's hilarious. I get that sound all the time. It's hilarious. I love it. All right, we talked a little about standings. I think it's crazy that both of our teams are in the playoffs for the first time in like forever. I don't remember the last time the Broncos and the Eagles. Since we've done the podcast, they both have not been in the playoff picture. Just want that to be known.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to think about. For the Preds, I once again ink out a one game win. I went 10-6. You went 9-7 this week, so I increased my overall lead to 2 games. Woo!
Look at you go.
Yeah, it's been a close season. So far. So I'm definitely. It's been within 3 games. Usually we get to like week 8 and there's like a little bit of a margin, and then there's like one random week that it's just like blowout.
Yeah, usually by week 9 we're like, all right, I need things to go basically perfectly.
But this one it's like, well, you know, anything can happen.
We're keeping it tight.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I love that. I mean, this is where Preddies are at their best for us. But so we're gonna do a draft this week, and this is actually Bronson's idea. I'm crediting Bronson for it because it was in the group in the.
Shout out to Bronson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this dude knows how to trade players, but he cooks. His team is looking great in fantasy.
Bronson's got to have a birthday coming up.
Probably.
Everybody's got birthdays that we know.
Somehow, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Bronson! Whenever that is.
But his idea was to take 5 NFL players and make a draft, as if you're playing a 5v5 NBA game. So we will do that. I am not sure how this is gonna work out because there are it's definitely gonna be interesting. I'll tell you that much. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah, as the resident basketball expert, I think I have a distinct advantage here.
Yes.
Yes.
The thing is I know basketball really well. You know all the obscure shit about football players. So this is gonna be interesting.
It's true.
It's gonna be interesting. But I have coins again. I did buy things and got changed, so I can flip a coin again.
Heck yeah, let's go.
quarters.
Shout out to
I have
Cash.
quarters. I have one single quarter. I did pay. You know what's been my latest obsession is paying with exact change. It has felt so good to pay for things with exact change. Like you have no idea. But
We have a change jar that's like maybe the bottom layer is full of coins at this point.
that's how that works.
That's what we do. Yeah.
All right. So snake draft as always, but we're just drafting a 5-player team. So a starting lineup.
Right. So starting lineup for a game.
Just a game.
Okay. Not
No,
a season.
We don't need a whole season.
I'm not trying to win multiple
No, we're playing
franchises
against
on
each other.
old people.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, if I wanted to win championships with old people, I'd draft Vince Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He's go. Somebody call Vince Carter. He's got one more in him.
Did you see the Raptors? So every season, the NBA gets a City Edition jersey per team, okay? And the Toronto Raptors got a City Edition jersey this year, and it's credited. It's a tribute to Vince Carter, and it's the Raptor, like the mascot, the Raptor, doing a through the legs dunk. And it's
That's
the
sick.
coolest thing ever. So you got to look it up, I'll send it to you afterwards. But it's one of the coolest jerseys I've ever seen. I love and Vince Carter's great.
Raptors City jersey. Oh,
Right.
that's sick
It's
as fuck.
phenomenal. It's a phenomenal jersey, like genuinely. So exciting for the Raptors. So you mentioned it, so I was like, I have to say something, right? Like it has to happen.
Yeah, that's sick as fuck.
So yeah, so this is gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And yes, Vince Carter always has one in him. He can still dunk, which is crazy to me. He's like 45. That's insane work. I never was able to dunk, so I think it's a crazy credit for like your knees. So, all right, heads or tails, my
Yeah.
friend.
Let's go heads.
That was a terrible fucking call. I'm gonna read
He said from the kitchen.
I caught that so awkwardly. I'm not even gonna lie. I caught it in between my fingers, and I went to throw it down, and it landed on its side. And I'm like, man, I'm just not on my game today. Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, okay, let's try that
It
one more
was
time.
heads every single time, even though I messed up. Heads again. So you can go first or second. Up to you.
I'll go first.
All right. So we can pick
Okay.
in any order.
Did a bit of research, by
Yes.
the way. Fuck, Yankees scored. Did a bit of research, by
Yes.
the way, and looked at a few NFL players. Looking at some not only physical stats but also some other stats as well. One stat that does stand out to me is 31 points.
Yeah?
Do you by chance know who I'm talking about?
Are you talking about Myles Garrett in the celebrity game?
I'm actually talking about CJ Stroud in the
That was
celebrity
one of the
game.
two. I took a 50-50.
Yes. So yeah, give me CJ Stroud at point guard.
How tall is CJ Stroud?
He's 6'3".
Yeah, I want you to know that was who I was taking with my for point guard. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. So this is kind of insane. I'm going to take how tall is he? I need to know because I need to know if I'm putting him at because he has a crazy mixtape. I need to know what position he played. That's all. That's all I need to know. He played power forward? No fucking shot. He played power forward in high school. And I'm not putting him at power forward. My first pick, so it's snake draft, right? I'm not crazy. My first pick at center,
Yes.
I'm taking Dan Skipper. For anyone wanting to know, Dan Skipper
What?
played.
What a
No,
pull!
he played basketball first off in high school, and he's the
Okay.
tallest NFL player at 6'10", and that is why I grabbed him. Okay, let's start.
All
there.
right, fair enough.
Secondly, my
Okay.
shooting guard. I have to have an eagle on my team at all times, and you're probably thinking, "Oh, he's gonna take AJ Brown. He's gonna take."
No, you're taking.
He's going to take
My
Devontae
boy.
Smith. He's going to take Jalen Hurts. No! Did you know that Cooper fucking DeJean has one of the greatest basketball mixtapes of all time? Give me Cooper DeJean at my fucking shooting guard, bro.
All right, fair enough.
Davion taking 2 white men with his first 2 picks in a basketball draft.
Look
is
at you
crazy,
go,
by the
right?
way.
Yeah, I think I win.
No, Cooper DeJean's a hooper, bro. Have you seen this man?
Yeah.
Look up his highlights after this. He was a dog in
Okay.
high school. But yeah, he played power. His primary position was power forward, and he was 5'11". Just want to throw that out there. I think that's insane.
Okay, well, Miles, you need to
He's
fucking
hype.
relax.
He's like, Dad's
Um,
cooking in basketball.
He's like, yo, he's a Cooper DeJean? No way, what a
What
pick. Okay. I found a very similar mixtape for who I'm gonna put at shooting guard. Is this might seem like a bit of a pull for sure.
I took Cooper DeJean, bro.
Okay, I'm taking another rookie
On here.
I'm taking Drake May.
He played basketball?
So his brothers actually played basketball at UNC while he played football.
Right.
Did you know that Drake May averaged a double-double in high school?
Holy shit, I see it. There's no way.
Yeah.
16 and 11 is crazy.
Yeah.
30,
So
he was shooting almost 40% from three? No, he's crazy. That's crazy. Listen, I know that.
Yeah, I'm kind of cooking with this.
That's crazy, actually. That's insane. All right. Drake May. Look at us. A couple of white boys at the shooting guard position.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, guys. Who did you draft to guard fucking Kyrie Irving? Yeah, Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean? Why do you ask?
Yeah, CJ Stroud, I think, is the best pick in the draft, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. He's a dog.
Yeah. Okay, where do I put him? I know who I'm taking next.
Okay.
I think I'm going to put him at power forward because at the end of the day, this is your 5 versus my 5, right? Okay, I need somebody who's about 5 inches taller than Travis Kelce to play center then. I'm going to put him in power forward and take the Cleveland Heights legend Travis Kelce, who also played basketball in high school.
That was my small forward! Fuck! Oh, okay. So I'm looking up. I'm trying to look up other NBA players, but it's like Antonio Gates, Julius Peppers. I'm like, they're not in the NBA or they're not in the NFL anymore. So you know what's a funny one, and I know that this dude's a hooper, but he's definitely a basketball or like a football player playing basketball. Right? Like, it's tough to see that, and I kind of want to take him, but I also, since you put Kelce at power forward.
I did. He's probably about as big as I'm going to get outside of trying to get just like a monster at center.
Dude, if you put him at power forward, so you're going to stretch us, so I need some, either need some speed or some, no, you know what? Dude, he's only 6'4"? Oh, never mind. I was going to take him, but I'm not going to anymore. Huh. Okay, let me do just a little bit more research. I'll tell you who I'm, actually, let me do a little more research, because I need to figure out who I'm putting at small forward first. Let me see. I know who I'm taking next. This guy kind of went nuclear. I feel like I need to do it. How tall is he? Okay, I was between two. I think to keep up with Travis Kelce, we need someone that...
What the fuck?
Okay. I'm assuming the Yankees did something crazy.
I fucking blinked.
Are you losing?
Yeah, the Yankees hit a grand
that's
slam.
tough.
They're up 5-2 now.
It's, every Dodger fan is like, so this is how they felt.
Oh, so that's how it feels.
All right. I am going to take, at my power forward, height isn't the issue I'm looking at, because Travis Kelce is, 6'5"? So then I need someone that's going to cover Kelce low-key. And believe it or not, in the same celebrity game that CJ Stroud had his game, a certain Cowboy had 37. Give me Micah Parsons at power forward.
I was going to take Micah Parsons if you weren't.
Yeah,
so.
at my small forward, and I don't think you know this, there is an NFL player. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure. I want to see his stats because I think it's really cool. He played forward for VCU, which is a Division I basketball program. They went to 4 tournaments. His best career was 2015, 2016 with them, where he averaged almost 27 minutes a game, had 5 boards, 2 blocks, and 10 points a game. He never took a three-pointer, but he didn't take many three-pointers, but when he did, he was shooting. They just stopped him from shooting because he played in the paint more often, because college basketball's stupid, but I need him at the small forward position. Give me Mo Alley Cox.
Interesting.
He played forward for the VCU Rams in college basketball. Over the course of his career, he averaged 7 points, 4.7 rebounds, and an assist on almost 60% shooting. College basketball. D1. That's D1, bro. That's crazy. I think that's insane. He hit 1 3 in his whole career, by the way. I trust him to shoot more. He took 1, hit 1. That's all I can ask. Maybe I put Micah Parsons. I actually changed my mind. I'm putting Micah Parsons at small forward. I'm putting Mo Alley Cox at power forward to guard Travis Kelce.
Fair enough.
There you go. End off your draft. I don't have a point guard. I don't know who to put point guard.
I don't know who to put at center if it makes you feel better. Can I draft like Shaq?
I mean, I think I lose, but yeah.
Can I draft fucking Mo Bamba?
I actually think Dan Skipper would cook.
Probably, actually. Okay. All right. This list that I'm looking at. Who
That's
the hell
crazy.
is this?
I didn't know that.
Okay. This'll work. This is probably about as good as I'm going to get.
Bro, I'm looking
Okay.
at this list and I just saw Drake May's highlights. Dude, this guy was a dog. What the fuck? Oh, he was raw. Sorry, continue. I apologize.
Okay. A recent starter for the Cleveland Browns. Recent. He was drafted last year.
Okay.
Got his first start. Actually, he is getting his first start.
Is it DTR?
No, at left tackle.
I couldn't tell you. Sorry, I don't know.
A young man by the name of DeWan Jones.
Oh.
Had D1 basketball offers before ultimately playing in football, and is 6'8", and it's probably about as good as I'm gonna get.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Okay, and now I need a small forward. Or I could maybe put Drake May at small forward if I get another shooter.
Yeah, if you need a slide, you can definitely do that. I can't believe I'm about to have a 3 white boy lineup. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this.
You're taking a white boy?
I am taking a white boy. This is a crazy one because I don't think you know. I don't think you know this guy and how crazy he was in high school. It's a lot of NFL players, by the way, played basketball or baseball, or all three in high school.
You know what? We're going to do this. I'm going to slide Drake May to small forward. And according to this list, Mike Evans averaged 18.3 points.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to put him at
T.
shooter guard.
Higgins was who I expected you to take. I think both of them are great picks.
Yeah,
They were crazy in high school. You have a quarterback at point guard. I think that's honestly distributing the ball. They orchestrate an offense, right? This is how it works. So I'm also going to take quarterback. Believe it or not, Patrick Mahomes was a really good player in high school. I think he averaged 19.9 as a junior, where I think after that he focused more on baseball, on football.
Yeah, I know he was a 3-sport athlete.
Funny enough, that's not who I'm taking. I just wanted to state that. Nick Foles is really funny because he also drew several D1 offers as a basketball player.
Is Nick Foles currently in the league?
Agent. I'm not picking Nick Foles, by the way. I just want to involve him in this. But there's one guy who averaged 20 points as a senior, was a first-team All-State basketball player out of Athens, Ohio. Give me Joe Burrow. He was crazy in high school. I cannot believe I'm doing this, but yes, I have the triple white boy lineup. Also, this is fun. I love this. I can't believe half of the people we drafted are white in a basketball game.
That's crazy.
Like, I know that sounds terrible coming from me right now, but you have to understand that basketball has been like there are not very many white people that succeed in basketball unless they're dogs. I want you to know, I think a lot of them could have been good if they focused on basketball instead. Specifically Joe Burrow. He was crazy. Crazy. I think Cooper DeJean just didn't have the height. But Dan Skipper, no one's stopping that boy in the paint. You better double team his ass, then Cooper DeJean about to strap. Joey B, strap. Micah Parsons about to jump higher than everybody and dunk on him. It's crazy. I love this. I love my team. This is fun. This is a good idea.
I like my team too.
This is a good idea.
I'm happy with it.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, dude, big 6'10". I didn't realize he was so tall. What is his averages in high school, you think, Dan Skipper? I'm pulling up the max preps as we speak. Oh, he was terrible. Okay, well, terrible is an understatement. To be fair, he only took 30 shots on the season.
Yeah.
He didn't play a lot. He only played his junior year. That's unfortunate. Looks like he came off the bench, too. Hey, can't teach height. That's all I'm going to say.
You can't
teach height. I don't need him to score a bunch. I just need him to be a body. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to have a mismatch almost every single time he gets down the floor. That's funny. Yeah, we're playing classic smash mouth basketball. I'm just going to have Dan Skipper be Shaq. Just less athletic. All right. I wonder if anyone's going to, like, people have to. This is a fun one. I think this is going to be closer than people think. I think. Mike Evans is a good one, though. I think he's a dog. CJ Stroud was my pick, by the way, at point guard. I'm a little sad you got him. Good pick at 1-1. Because my first picks were going to be Dan Skipper and CJ Stroud, because I was going to be like, I don't know who the hell stops that. Like, at all. So, yeah, this should be fun. All right. That is all for the draft. Any fun comments you got for the draft?
I got nothing. I think that was fun. I like that a lot.
All right. Well, I think it's time for us to give some Week 9 predictions. I think it's a very weird week in the NFL. I'm not going to lie. I looked at some of these games. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know why this works. I don't know how this works. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whack-ass matchup. Starting on Thursday, the wackest matchup of all.
Texans at Jets.
Texans at Jets. For Happy Halloween, I fucking guess.
I mean, who knows? Because the Texans are down a couple receivers. The Jets are down, period. So I don't know exactly what to think, especially with the offensive weapons they have. I'm just really confused with what's going on with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the Texans to win because I still think, like, even when they lost their receivers and stuff last season, they still found success. So I think they're going to win this game.
I'm going to go with Houston as well. I think the Jets are toast.
Yeah, it's tough. And I don't know what to expect after this season because it feels weird. Like, what are they going to do? Like, I truly don't think it was on Robert Saleh, but, you know, it is what it is at this point, right? All right, next up, Cowboys are traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Falcons are currently leading their division. Cowboys are in desperate need of a win at some point in this season soon, or else they are going to find themselves down big. What do you think?
Do you think it's time for the Cowboys to start rebuilding and finally admit it? They haven't really rebuilt in the last, 30 years? Can
I say, I do want to say that I think that it's not all, and I think Dak gets a lot of the blame, and I don't think it's a lot, like, all of it's on him. I think having, like, Micah Parsons been hurt, and I think that's their best player, without question. Then, like, on top of that, the only player on offense is CeeDee Lamb. They were supposed to go out and get people, and they failed to do so. Like, they literally did not. Their biggest free agent signing was Ezekiel Elliott, and then they just picked up Dalvin Cook. And we saw that worked for the Jets last season.
In the words of the great Skip Bayless, all in my ass.
Yeah, facts. I've never seen a comma do more work than that.
Right, the load-bearing comma.
I'm going to take the Falcons to win this game, and I don't like doing so. But I do think that
I'm going.
rebuilding is a good idea. I just really think like I don't mind that Dak and CD are on the team with Micah Parsons, but you actually need to go out and get like running backs and like you need another receiver because they found success when they had two people. CD was really good because Amari Cooper brought so much attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion.
Yep, I'm going with Atlanta.
I will say though, I wouldn't be surprised
The
if
Cowboys
win this
miss
game,
fucking Michael Gallup.
yeah, facts. I wouldn't be surprised though if the Cowboys end up winning this game, of course, but it's because it's Atlanta. But you know, Broncos traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Ravens coming off a awful loss to the Browns this week. And I think they're going to unfortunately take this out on the Broncos. I'm going to take the Ravens.
No, I'm not stupid. I'm taking the Ravens.
I feel bad.
You know?
I feel bad. I was like,
yeah. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not.
I watched the end of that game and I saw what Lamar was pissed off, and I was like, dude, I feel bad for the team that has to play them next week. And I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong, but
It'd
I'm
be
not
cool.
stupid. I'm going with
cool.
the
Hey,
Ravens.
listen, if the Broncos win this game, man,
If the Broncos win this game, I might do
I think
it.
it's okay to. I think it's okay to do it.
I think I might do it.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Dolphins heading to Buffalo. I feel like this is straightforward. Tua didn't play bad. The team actually looked good. They just lost at the last second to the Cardinals.
They did. Yeah. You lost a close one to the Cardinals. I don't think the Dolphins
Give me the
look
Bills,
bad.
though. I think this is tough. I think the Bills are at home, and they're playing really well. So
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm going with Buffalo.
Saints at Panthers. This feels like a just terrible game. It's like the bottom of the barrel, tough NFC. Bad
Panthers
game.
are 1-7. Saints are
This is
2-6.
rough.
We have our first of what I would argue 2 this week. Tank Bulls.
Yeah, there are 2 tank bulls this week.
I'm
I'm actually going to take the Panthers to win this game, just because they're home.
I'm also taking the Panthers.
I didn't expect to pick the Panthers to win a game in the pick'ems this season.
I
then
didn't
saw this
either,
matchup. I
but
was like,
yeah,
oh, you know.
Yeah, I'm going with the
Yep.
Panthers.
Raiders heading to Cincinnati to play the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Bengals coming off a rough loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. At home, they are at home against the Raiders, though, and I think the Raiders are a worse team than the Eagles, obviously. So I'm going to take Cincinnati to win this game, and I think it's going to be I think it's a really good win for them, finally.
I'm also going with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Stop. We're not supposed to be on the same wavelength.
Stop being right? What do you want me to do?
Facts. All right. Chargers head to Cleveland to play the Browns. Is it just me, or does this team just look better with Jameis Winston at quarterback?
Listen, I'm never going to ever wish harm on somebody ever, because that's wrong. You know, I would never do that to another human
Correct.
being. That being said, and I mean this in the best way possible, Deshaun Watson rupturing his Achilles might have been the best thing to happen to the Browns.
Yeah, because he doesn't get to play football.
I mean this in the best way possible.
Yeah.
But the Browns are a completely different team with famous Jameis at the helm.
It makes no sense. Like, and Watson, we think, is supposed to be a better quarterback.
Theoretically.
But, hey, famous Jameis was cooking, and I love it. So I'm going to take the Browns to beat the Chargers at home.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road, personally.
Perfectly okay.
Okay, we got the Doug EP revenge game. That's next on our list as well, but I think this is an afternoon game technically, but it doesn't matter.
It is next on our list because it got moved. So it was a Sunday night football game, and it got moved from there to that slot. So I moved it on my Preds list, and Sunday night football is Colts at Vikings.
I did the same. Yeah. So we got Yags, we got Eagles.
Yeah.
The Doug EP revenge game.
The Doug EP revenge game, and he will not get revenge. Give me Philadelphia to cook the Jaguars this week.
I'm going with the Birds as well.
Like, he didn't have the pleasure of having A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. Actually, he had Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley. He didn't have to prep for Saquon Barkley for a while, so maybe he'll be ready. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, Jaguars are going to get cooked. I feel it. Okay, this one's fun. Commanders at Giants in MetLife. The last time these two teams met was in Washington, and Washington won 21-18.
I forgot they already played
All
this year.
field goals.
The no touchdown
All
win.
field goals that game.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the beginning for the
was.
Commanders.
Is it weird to me that like for this game specifically, like the it's like the Giants, I don't know if you've noticed this season, but the Giants have been playing teams really close and they haven't been getting smacked a lot. The only time they've gotten really smacked recently was against the Eagles. So like it feels weird. But I think Washington is not as good of a team as the Eagles are. And I know I'm saying that with their record being what it is, but their schedule is crazy easy and they got a Hail Mary with Miracle. Don't at me, but whatever. Like you said, spicy, not stupid, right? I think that the Giants can win this game. However, I think the Giants suck so bad that they are going to absolutely toss this game. So give me the Commanders.
I think the Giants can win this game. I don't think the Giants will.
I think they end up fumbling.
I'm taking Washington.
You picked the Eagles too, right? Am I crazy?
I
don't
did
remember
do that.
hearing it. I was so engrossed on Eagles are smacking the Giants.
Yes. Because I never said the word Eagles. I said I'm taking the Birds.
Facts. That's the right call.
That's
the
why.
right call. Go Birds. Yep. All right.
Yep.
And then garbage bowl number 2, Patriots at Titans. Am I crazy to believe that the Titans with Mason Rudolph are actually cooking a little bit? They just had to play the Lions and they looked good for like a quarter and a half. Give me the Titans to beat the Patriots.
Can I give a conditional?
Yeah. I mean, you've done it before.
We do this. We've done this before.
We did it earlier this season.
Drake May left the Jets game with a concussion.
Oh.
If Drake May plays, can I have the
Okay.
Patriots? If Drake May does not play, can I
Sure.
take the Titans?
Cool. Conditional pick.
Conditional. I have Titans on my sheet for right now. Because there's no word whatsoever, according to
It's
my
also-
research,
it's
just
also
that he
Tuesday.
left.
Like we don't get real injury reports until Wednesday.
Yeah. So if Drake May plays, give me the Pats. If Drake May does not play, give me the Titans.
All right. Bears at Cardinals.
Bears.
I'm taking the Cardinals.
I think the Bears are cooking.
I don't.
Yeah. They lost embarrassingly. I think the Bears are doing pretty decent. This is a tough one to call. I'll admit it. I'm going with Chicago.
I think there's 2 mid teams. So
It
the
is.
reason I don't like what the Bears are doing is because I think they're using their players wrong, in a way. And them taking as long as they did to try to score in that game was what hurt them ultimately. So I'm going to take the Cardinals because they had opportunities and they failed those opportunities. The Cardinals take advantage of have been taking advantage of opportunities recently. So I will take the Cardinals to win this game. Okay.
We got Lions.
Game of the week.
We got
This is
Packers.
game of
That is
the week.
by far game of the
Not
week.
even close. This is game of the week. Lions. Side note, if we're going to flex out Eagles Jags, why the fuck didn't they flex this into Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, we picked Colts Vikings for
I
some
don't know,
reason.
man. Lions at Packers is insane. Since it's in, I think the Lions are we say this. The Lions are the best team in the NFL. We have both claimed that is the case. We think that they are the best team in the NFL, regardless if the Chiefs are 7-0. I think that this team is more electric, and they're the best team in the NFL. However,
I'm going with the.
A few moments later.
so now that Eric has gotten his power,
We're
back,
good. We survived.
hopefully all is well. So I was saying that I think the Lions are the best team in football, but their close games have been their games that they're close have been against NFC opponents. They've been finding ways to win, but have been making little mistakes that have caused the game to be closer than it needs to be. And because it's in Lambeau, I am deciding to take the Packers this week to beat the Lions at home. I think if this was in Detroit, we'd be talking differently. This is a tough game to call for sure. Just because, 6-2, 6-1, these are cream of the
Tight.
crop teams right now.
Tight matchup. I'm gonna go with the Lions on the road personally.
So, I understand. I think this game goes either way. All right. Rams at... Oh, wait. Jordan Love might not play this game. Is that right? I remember
He
I
did
said
exit
this
the game.
earlier today.
Yes. He left with a groin injury. It is not seem to be serious, and he has a chance to play.
Cool. I'm gonna take the Packers. I think they maybe pull this one out. Can I do a conditional one?
Sure.
Can I say if Jordan Love plays, I take Packers. If he doesn't, I take the Lions.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll do that. I don't know where to mark that on my sheet, but we'll remember.
Okay. Dodgers scored one. Okay. Comeback starts right now. Here we go.
Carmack starts right now. You guys are up 3-0.
We're
serious. You'll be all right.
comeback starts right now. Yeah.
Rams are heading to Seattle to play the Seahawks, and honestly, every NFC West matchup is important because of how tight the division is.
Yeah. Very much so, because this is probably our 4-seed division. We have one every year. You know, the guaranteed 4-seed division.
Yeah.
Seemingly right now like it's going to be the NFC West.
I think it's going to be a competition between the NFC West and however they finish, and then however the NFC South finishes. And it's one of the two.
Yeah.
They're very close in that center.
Seahawks got their shit rocked last week by the Bills, which means that if they continue the trend that they have been, they should be playing like all-stars this game. I'm going to go with the Seahawks at home.
The Rams look like a completely different football team when Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are on the football field. It's by far night and day, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I'm going to take the Rams. I think they've been winning these games, so.
Okay.
Give me the boy.
Cool.
Give me the boys. Give me the Rams.
That takes us to Sunday Night Football. We got Colts.
I'm so tilted about
we
this,
got
by the way.
Vikings.
It's my first Sunday off in like months.
And you get to
was so
commentate
excited for Sunday Night
the
Football.
Eagles game at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Instead of 7:20 p.m. I'm actually upset about that. You have no idea.
Okay, we got Colts, we got Vikings on Sunday Night Football. Interesting matchup, to say the least.
Yeah, Vikings have lost 2 in a row.
Vikings have lost 2 in a row. Colts are playing Joe Flacco. I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Same.
I think at the end of the day, they ultimately have the long week, which I think does matter.
Yeah, and I think that also means this is a bounce back week for them. 'Cause, like, I mean, coming off of a tight Lions game and then going into the short week, losing on Thursday Night Football doesn't really say too much to me. I mean, you lose to the Lions, you lose on Thursday night. It is what it is. And also a very good-looking Rams team at home.
Yeah.
That's okay. Now that you're at home, and now it's the Colts, so I'm gonna go with the Colts. Or I'm sorry, the Vikings. Sorry. I said like 4 different teams. The Vikings I think they should win this game.
And then lastly,
Monday
night, we have
nice little Super Bowl. What, like 55?
This was Super Bowl 55. So this would have been what, 3 years ago now? 4 years ago?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
This was the
Tom
COVID Super
Brady's
Bowl.
last Super Bowl
This
win.
is the COVID Super Bowl. So this would have been in 2020. No, this would have been 2020.
Yep.
This would have been in 2021.
Correct.
The 2020 season. So yes.
Correct. And I think the Buccaneers have no Mike Evans. They have no Chris Godwin. They have a rough identity. Kate Otten looks great, by the way. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm going to take the Chiefs because I think they're still going to find a way to win these games and be 8-0.
I am also going with
is annoying.
the Kansas City Chiefs.
Really annoying to think about, too. They got to lose eventually, right?
I mean, probably.
I don't know who to, but eventually, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we had a few different this week. I went with a lot of home teams. I only have 3 road upsets this week.
Fuck.
So I'm going Texans,
Sorry.
Falcons,
Dodgers.
Ravens, Bills, Panthers, Bengals, Browns, Eagles, Giants, Titans, Cardinals, Packers. Wait, I'm stupid. Texans, Falcons, Ravens, Bills, Panthers, Bengals, Browns, Eagles, Commanders, Titans, Cardinals, Packers, Rams, Vikings, Chiefs.
I'm going
And you have
Texans, Falcons, Ravens, Bills, Panthers, Bengals, Chargers, Eagles, Commanders, Titans for now. Bears, Lions, Seahawks, Vikings, Chiefs.
cool. So if everyone's healthy, we have the Lions, Packers game different, Patriots, Titans game different, Chargers, Browns game different, Rams, Seahawks different. You took the Seahawks, right?
Yes.
So we have 4 games different if everyone is healthy. If everyone is not healthy, we will have exactly 2 games different. That's Chargers, Browns, Rams, Seahawks.
Correct.
Cool. All right.
No.
Call it a podcast,
Bears, Cardinals
right?
too. We have Bears, Cardinals.
Oh, true. Oh, so we have 5 different. Everyone's healthy. 3 different if everyone's not healthy. Got it. Cool. So call it a podcast. Honestly, it's been an interesting podcast episode. You know, power outages and all, and you know, us having some crazy games going on. By the way, the Mavericks and Wolves game, there's 4 minutes left, and they are only up 3. That is the Mavericks after Anthony Edwards was cooking us in the first quarter. So great game. But that is all we got from Behind the Plays. If you are watching on YouTube, please leave a like. It really helps us out, and commenting helps the algorithm a ton. If you're listening anywhere else, heart, favorite, whatever you got to do just to help us out as best you can, and we really appreciate it regardless of the fact of what you do. Any support is good support, and it doesn't have to be paid support. So we appreciate that a ton, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your Halloween, and everyone, please wish Eric a happy birthday, as well as mine. All of the links are in the description that you need to say to wish them happy birthdays to. That is all we got here from Behind the Plays. I'm your host, Davion. That is all. Peace out.
See ya.